Alright, this is going to be a Raw review. Raw was live from St. Louis tonight, and besides the main event being great, this was more of an average Raw to me. It was, you open with Shawn Michaels, which was always great. You had the hometown hero of Randy Orton, but everything in between kind of just fell in between. You had a great match with Daniel Bryan and Alberto Del Rio, but when you think about it, the WWE Championship had been the focus of this company. It's vacant. There is no champion. But the two guys who are kind of fighting for it, they're on at 10 o'clock p.m. And it seems like the whole Big Show storyline has now become the centerpiece of the WWE. Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, the Big Show are now the main focus. You've seen on many occasions where, even last week, for example, when Big Show knocked out Triple H, you forgot that Daniel Bryan was in a match. He got pinned by whoever he faced. I think it was a tag team match. It was a six-man tag. Randy Orton RKO'd Daniel Bryan, threw him in the ring, and he got pinned by whoever it was. But that didn't even matter because everyone's going to remember Big Show. Big Show and Triple H. That's like, to me, it didn't seem as evident, but over the past few weeks, even at Battleground, it didn't matter that the WWE title was still undecided. The whole pay-per-view was focused around Big Show finally snapping, and now it's like, it's all eyes are on him. Big Show's finally getting that big push that everyone's been talking about, that one last run for being with the company for over 15 years, I guess. It's like, it's a long time coming for him, and it's cool to see Big Show finally in that spotlight. But since Cena's coming back, how much of a relevance will he really have? Because you got so many guys who are known as the top baby faces, such as Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, the Big Show. Those are your three top baby faces right now. Now that you got Cena back, it's gonna take that pecking order is gonna fall in, and I think Big Show's gonna get that last place spot, and then you're gonna have Daniel Bryan as second and CM Punk as your third guy. But this Raw was once again focused mainly around Triple H and the Big Show, because the last sight you saw was not only Goldust and Cody Rhodes holding up their tag team titles, but it was Big Show doing the yes from behind the shoulder, and in the ring you see Triple H furious. Obviously it's going to set up a match between the two, but it's cool. It's on one hand, you kind of like it because it's like a storyline that's kind of consistent, not always consistent, but it makes sense in a way where you had a guy and he obviously has a big plan that he doesn't care if he's fired, or he doesn't care if he comes in the ring and just destroys everything. And you want to see why Big Show doesn't care. And, it's going to prolong and prolong over time. And the John Cena video is another thing I wanted to talk about. You want to talk about a guy who's a machine. Cena went through the whole spiel from beginning to end, where he got the surgery, he couldn't move, he was told not to do any, he wasn't told to sweat, which means, you can't really do much. But you saw how skinny he was at one point, and you saw a couple weeks later how just got right back up, and it was crazy to see. And people who really doubt Cena's courage and his will, like his drive for the business of professional wrestling, it's crazy to see how a guy can be that passionate and come back so early after surgery like that, and it's crazy to see. That's pretty much all that Raw did for me. I'm looking over the review, the scene, the Daniel Bryan thing, when Orton was in the locker room. It really bugged me because he closed the door. You heard the screaming as soon as the door shut. It's like by the time the door shut, he ran to the other side, and I don't know what he did, but the Bella started screaming. Daniel Bryan was able to kick Del Rio on the head, walk to the back. You heard the screaming as Bryan opened the door, and the screaming stops. Where's Orton? I don't know. Is it, what? He left, but why are you still screaming? It's one of those little things like the Bella twins, just no brains at all in those two. I don't know. I'm sure they're nice people. I know Steve told me they're just great people, but I don't know. For wrestling, they're very, very ignorant. And then you had the main event. Great tag team match with the Shield. I didn't expect anything less. New tag champions. I would have liked it on the pay-per-view. And had Big Show do this whole thing then, but Monday Night Raw tag team title change, any title change on Raw is, you get an Intercontinental U.S. title change here and there, but The Shield have been champions for so long, so this title change really meant something because these guys built up the titles. And it's great to see a title actually mean something because these guys have had it so long. They didn't play hot potato with it. They had beat every competition that came by them, from the Usos to Tons of Fun. Not much competition, but they had proven to be dominant in the tag team division. Sure, they have losses here and there, but for the most part, these guys dominated their division. They come off like superstars, and you got to lose sometime. And although it would have been, once again, to me, it seems like the Shield was beaten for the first time on SmackDown. I don't know if you guys remember, but Daniel Bryan pinned the Shield in a 6-man random tag. I think it was with Orton and Christian and Daniel Bryan versus the Shield. But that's when the Shield first lost. It was on SmackDown. No one cared. No one saw it. Which is, I don't even know how I remember that, but clearly they did something for me to remember. But, you know, most people I don't think would remember that. And this is another thing. Have the Shield lose on a pay-per-view. Make it more memorable. Make people pay to see the Shield lose. Don't just put it on free TV. As much more people may see it, but I wouldn't put it on free TV. But it's done, it's done, and they're going to have another rematch. Now you have to see, this is where the test will come. Will it go back to the Shield? Will they just pick up where they left off? Or will this be a new era of the tag team division? Because how many heel teams do you really have? You have the Shield, and you have the American, Real Americans, which are kind of going on a face turn as it is. So I would prefer seeing it on the Shield, but we'll see. That's the Raw review, and I'll see you guys. Oh, it wasn't even much of a review, but whatever. See you guys in the next video.